Hey everybody, Kim Dickerson here with Hometown Realty Group. Thanks for joining me for another Market Minute. Today I'm talking to you buyers and I want to discuss buyer agency. So this comes up a lot and I think a lot of people around here still don't quite get how that works. So real quick description here. So buyer agency is an agreement that defines the relationship that you have with a realtor, your realtor if you're under contract. Now, as realtors, we're required to have some sort of agreement in place before performing real estate services. That includes showing houses. So if you reach out to me and you want to see one of my listings, I don't ask you to sign anything because I already have a written agency relationship with the seller. So I can show you that house. I am not asking anything of you other than hopefully an offer. So you can see the house with me as a listing agent. You can even purchase the house from me as a listing agent because my role is already clearly defined. I work for the seller. However, say maybe you don't want to buy that house but you really like me. I like Kim. I want her to be my realtor and help me to find something else. We highly recommend having your own buyer agent. Even though it's not required, you can keep going and ultimately purchase a home from a listing agent. There's a lot of benefits to having your own, of somebody in your corner working with you every step of the way. So say, yep, I want to work with Kim. Well, what I do is offer you a buyer consult at that point. So we sit down, we get to know each other a little bit. I put a lot of good information in your hand about the process. And ultimately at the end of our little consult, if I think we're a good fit, I'm going to offer you a contract. It's something that says clearly, Kim is my realtor, and it's going to describe the areas where we're looking for a home. It's going to have an expiration date on it, and how much I'm paid at closing. And then we can discuss all the strategies to get not just my fee paid, but all of the fees paid. That's a whole nother video. So you've established your relationship. I'm your agent. At that point, you should only contact me. If you have a written buyer agency agreement with any realtor, that is your realtor. You contact them for everything. They have access to every house that the seller is willing to part with in the state of Tennessee. So you do not need to keep going and contacting other realtors. You really need your realtor involved because not only do they have a responsibility to you to help you every step of the way, but you have a responsibility to them to pay them, and you don't want to end up owing a realtor for services that weren't performed. So keep that in mind. Now, when you get these contracts offered to you to go and look at a house, read them and know that they're totally negotiable. You can say, you know what, I don't want to lock in for a year. How about just this weekend? You know what, I don't want to lock in for the whole state of Tennessee. How about just, I'll buy in our Dyer counties or whatever it is. All contracts should be read and negotiated if you're not happy with those terms. And I think it'll be a lot smoother for everyone involved. So if you are looking for a buyer agent and you would like to meet with me to do a buy consult, just go ahead and drop a comment or send me a message and we'll get you home.